Hello, folks. This is David Zublik with the America Talks radio program with some breaking news, kind of related to what we've been talking about over the course of our last few videos, Pizzagate. But something that is even more disturbing, in that now what I'm about to tell you is going to lend credence to my belief that the powers that be, and I'm talking about the shadow governments, the deep state, and Hollywood, the far left, are trying to normalize the most heinous of crimes ever committed. And I'm talking about pedophilia. As we know, Pizzagate, or Pedogate as it has been called, is a huge scandal enveloping the entire Washington, D.C. area right now. It began over the course of the election season. It has continued, kind of been put on the back burner now that the election is over, because it was mainly concentrating on Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton and John Podesta and her minions who are trying to get her elected. But now we have some disturbing news about something that we have talked about both on the radio show and briefly in a couple of these YouTube videos, about the idea that the people who would be involved in Pizzagate or Pedogate really want to have the idea of child molestation normalized. The people within the psychiatric industry, the psychological industry, the medical community, have all been for years trying to turn the definition of pedophilia and adult child sex on its ear. What they've been trying to do is to turn it from some sort of a severe mental illness which leads to criminal behavior which should be punished severely, into an alternative lifestyle, if you will, something that is to be, if not applauded, at least lived with, at least understood, at least given some sense of normalcy to it. And that's extremely disturbing. And now we have more evidence of this as companies are beginning to come out with products that they're selling which they're directly marketing to pedophiles. Companies are actually manufacturing childlike dolls. And we're going to show you some pictures of these dolls, which are designed to allow pedophiles to have sexual relations, molestation, without really touching real kids, but instead having sex, if you will, and I know this is very disturbing, but having sex with these dolls. There's a guy by the name of Buck Dobson who was a former individual who was molested as a child by his 19-year-old sister at the time. And he claims that the scars of that molestation never quite healed, but this abuse inspired him to spend most of his adult life, he claims, working to cure pedophilia. I don't know that pedophilia can be cured. I think if you have this mental illness, this criminal proclivity, there is nothing in the world that is going to cure you. The only thing that's going to cure you is some sort of chemical castration and prison time. You don't deserve to be anywhere near children. But apparently this guy, Buck Dobson, for years tried to rehabilitate pedophiles within the Colorado prison system and throughout Christian outreach programs. But he claims his efforts failed. Well, of course they did. Of course they did, because you can't stop these monsters without punishing them for what they're doing. You can't turn their lives around. It's not like it's not like other forms of mental illness which can be dealt with. If you're a pedophile, once a pedophile, you are always a pedophile. Dobson told Christian Family Daily He said, look, you can't change a pedophile's sexual orientation. And that's what it is, an orientation, any more than you can a homo or heterosexual's orientation. Now, I don't know that that's true, but listen to what he's using. He's using it as a term, orientation, as if it is a lifestyle choice which should be treated as such. It should be treated as just something that, well, okay, this guy's heterosexual, that's cool. This guy's homosexual, that's cool. This guy's a pedophile, that's cool. They're treating it like an orientation. Dobson says you can try to get a pedophile to refrain from touching kids, and that sometimes works. But these people desire children, and that desire is deep inside their genes. So why try to fix something that's unfixable? Well, the only way you can fix it is to take away that sexual desire, period, through some sort of castration, whether it be physical or chemical castration. Now, that sounds harsh, but that's the only way to stop these people. But instead of doing that, what this guy did, Buck Dobson, is he started a company that will create and market lifelike male and female child and baby love dolls that pedophiles can molest and have sexual relations with. Take a look at some of the pictures of these dolls. Now, again, Dobson says these dolls will feel and smell just like real children and have all the naughty parts. He said pedophiles are going to love them. Dobson is also looking to make money off of this. He says, I'm going to attempt to get a government grant to offset the startup costs to keep the price of the dolls low so we can get a child sex doll into the bed of every pedophile in America. He says, this is also a great business opportunity for me because pedophile numbers are increasing. It's a huge growing market that nobody has tapped. I mean, this guy's a regular entrepreneur. It sounds to me, and see if you might not agree with me on this, it seems to me that Dobson, who suffered at the hands of his 19-year-old sister pedophilia, is becoming a pedophile himself. He's beginning to find a way to make money off of something that's, disturbing his mind. Dobson's company is going to have 3 basic models to begin with, he said, but eventually he plans to let customers have some options, ranging from choosing the doll's color of eyes and hair to letting customers select body types. You can have a chubby kid, you can have a skinny kid, tall, short. Dobson said he's even considering adding buttons users can push that will make the child cry or laugh. Some of these dolls have happy expressions on their faces. Some of them have sad expressions. Some of them will cry. He said most pedophiles know what they're doing is wrong. They don't want to do it, he says, and get caught and go to prison. He says, so let's give them a healthy alternative so that they won't feel the need to touch living, breathing children. Well, folks, I welcome your comments on this. To me, what this guy is attempting to do, and of course, I don't know what's in his mind. I'm not accusing him of anything, but what I'm saying is it sounds to me like something is seriously wrong. And the question would be, should we be having this type of discussion even? Should we be creating an opportunity for pedophiles to graduate from childlike dolls to the real thing? Or should we just find another way to clamp down on these monsters? I think that clamping down through prison, through shunning them and keeping them out of the community, registering them as sex offenders, and perhaps doing what we have to do in terms of chemical or physical castration is the answer to this problem, not giving them dolls, which would allow them to practice and perfect their sickness. Let me know what you think at americatalks@hotmail.com. That's americatalks, all one word, at hotmail.com. I want to take a fast minute to tell you about a great company that we've partnered with called Food for Liberty. They sell storable food, which stays good for up to 25 years. It's delicious, nutritious food. I have tried it. It is outstanding. You can enjoy it now, or you can save it in the event of some sort of an emergency, whether it be a natural emergency or some man-made emergency. You never know when something is going to happen. You never know when disaster is going to strike. We don't know what's going to happen with the economy collapsing. We don't know what's going to happen in the event that we were to suffer at the hands of a terrorist attack. But we need to be prepared. We're not calling for anything like this to possibly happen, but if it does happen, you need to be prepared. So here's what I want you to do. Go to our website, americatalks.com, or our other website, truthunsealed.com, and click the link, the banner ads at the top of either one of those websites, to go to foodforliberty.com/David Z, foodforliberty.com/David Z, and a portion of every sale of the products that they sell, whether it's the storable food, water filtration systems, camping gear, survival gear, a portion of all the proceeds goes to keep the radio show, the websites, and these YouTube videos available to you so that you can be informed about what's going on in our society and our country right now. So please do that. Go to our websites, americatalks.com or truthunsealed.com. Click the link to go to foodforliberty.com/David Z. This is David Zublik with the America Talks radio program. Let me know what you think about this, this idea of childlike sex dolls for pedophiles.